Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Wednesday the 4th of May 2022. It's 10:20 a.m. here and I feel like I've done a full day's work already. I've been up since early, busy like a bee, and it's time to stop and play some Sudoku now. I'll get on with some more work later. The thing that makes it worse is today's a public holiday when I should be relaxing. But I've often found that working life is like waiting for a bus. That you wait a long time and then suddenly three come along at once. Isn't work when you're looking for work? It's often like that. You spend a long time unemployed or underemployed, and then suddenly it all arrives, and everybody expects it to be done immediately, even though you are limited in resources. Okay, so it's time for the Guardian medium level Sudoku. If you played yesterday's medium, you'll know that normally that's an easy one on a Tuesday. Wednesday usually gets a bit harder. Occasionally they do throw in they throw a spanner in the works and give us an actual slightly more difficult puzzle on a Wednesday, but that's quite rare, so I'm not expecting this to be too difficult. So if you are a beginner, fear not. Stay with us. And if you don't know the rules, very quick précis of the rules. We have rows across, each of them contain digits 1 to 9. They don't now, but they will by the time the puzzle is finished, of course. So here we have 3, 2 and 6, so we're looking for all the other numbers between 1 and 9, not including 3, 2 or 6. The same applies to each column. Not like that, in a straight line only, of course. And then into these blocks. This central block here already has quite a lot of numbers filled in. So probably your eye is attracted to this because you can see there are fewer white squares to have that black number put in them. And if that is true, well, that's a good idea at this stage to begin with, because in fact, if we notice that 8 forbids any other 8 from appearing in this row. Remember, a number can appear only once, that's the idea of the game, and this 8 down here forbids any other 8 from appearing in this row. Okay, so we think about it again. So blocked across the top row here and the bottom row here in this particular central box here, which I usually call blocks. Blocked and blocked like this, and now we have only one white square. So do we now say, could this be another number? Could it be a 1? Yeah, maybe. Could it be a 4? Maybe. Like that? No, we don't, because we know there is only one position where the 8 can go, and because the solution is unique, we are absolutely sure that an 8 fits into that square there. We know it for sure. We don't have to go looking around for other possibilities. Okay? And that is how we play the game. Right, okay, so let's move on and look around the grid for possible things. We're looking for patterns, things that we might spot by, generally kind of casting your eyes across the rows and down the columns, that kind of thing, looking for different kinds of patterns. Now, as you play more, you'll get more experience at this, and then you'll see something like this, that this 3 blocks down here, and this 3 blocks down here, and this 3 blocks across here like this. So again, in this block down here, we know that a 3 must appear in this square because it's the only available slot for a 3, not intersected by any other 3. Okay, right, now you really have got the idea of Sudoku, haven't you? Let's play on, shall we? Let's look for those patterns that we can find. For example, sometimes it's good to kind of think forward slightly, and so I want to show you digit 4, right? So digit 4 blocks across here like this, and across here like this. Okay, so there can't be any other 4s in this row. That means that 4 will have to appear in this square, one of these 2 squares here, right? You agree? Can't be here, can't be in either of these 2 squares. Now, it doesn't matter which one of these 2 squares it does appear in eventually, it will block up here. So we know that these 2 squares can't be 4 because 4 will appear either here or here. Got it? Right. and now 4 blocks down here like this. Okay, so now we've got 2 possibilities. Okay, but then we need to consider this. This 4, oops, excuse me. Let me try and show you that, highlight that again. All right, now this 4 blocks across here, but that doesn't really affect anything. We've still got 2 possibilities, but now when you think about this block here, actually we can put our 4 in. Oh, I was going to say that 4 appears either here or here. Actually, we've got a blocking 4 already, so the 4 cannot go here, but it doesn't matter. If, supposing you don't see this 4, because I didn't see it, I was just thinking that 4 appears in one of these 2 squares, so it can't be that square there. So we know in this block here 4 must go there, but actually there was another one that I didn't quite spot because I wasn't quite on the ball enough. 4 blocks in these 2 squares, so 4 actually fits there as well. Let's continue those 4s blocking up like so, and then a 4 blocking across, and we see that the 4 can fit there like that. Okay. Right, so all we have to do is, make sure we fill in all 81 squares with a digit. And we can see, okay, here's something for you. I want you to try and find, if you're learning, right, I want you to try and find a 7 in this block here. It's not that difficult, I think, just so we're looking for intersecting 7s. Right, I think you've seen it now. So when I click on the 7, you'll see 7 blocks up here, 7 blocks down here, 7 blocks across there. So we know that a 7 has to fit in that square there, doesn't it? How about up in this block here? We're still on digit 7. Can we find the 7 here? Yeah, we just need these 2 intersecting 7s, because 7 blocks across here like this and 7 blocks up here, so 7 has to fit down there. Can we find 7 down here? Yes or no? I'll let you decide. See if we can find a 7 in this block down here or not. Well, if you answered yes, I'm going to say, well, either you were guessing or you're an advanced level student who's found some pattern that I'm not noticing, because in fact the answer is no. Because now when we look down here, we see 7s blocking down like this and 7 across here, but we have 2 possibilities, this square or this square, but we don't have any information from this block here just yet, and we can't make any information for this block here from what we have above. So the answer is no, we don't know where 7 goes. We know it's in one of these 2 squares only, so we have limited the places where it can go, but we can't absolutely define the final location just yet. So we won't. We forget it, we come back. Well, we don't forget it. That's a mistake in speech. I mean, we remember it actually. We try to remember it if we can, because it might come in useful later, that 7 has to be in one of these 2 squares. In the meantime, let's get on with something else. We have 2 blocking across here and 2 blocking across here, so we can fill in a 2 just there. Now, can we find a 2 in this block here? I'll let you decide again. Okay, the answer this time is yes, we can find a 2 in this block here. Now, if you were just looking at this 2 and this 2, well, you might say, huh, what? No, where? How? What? Why? But that's not the way to look at it. In fact, what you need to look at is this 2 blocks these 3 squares here, and this 2 blocks this square here, right? In the top row here, this 2, remember, one number per block, per 3 by 3 mini grid, and this 2 blocks this square here in the same column, so we know that 2 must fit there. This 1 actually blocks across here, so now we can place our 1 there. Now the missing numbers in this column are 8 and 9. That's what we need to complete this column. But we have a 9 blocking this square here, so we can't fit the 9 in this square. We must place the 9 up here and put the 8 here like so. And now we need an 8 in this block up here, don't we? So we can see the 8 blocking up here, so we say the 8 goes there. Now there's just one number to complete this block here, it's a 5, and when we do that, now there's only one number to complete this row, and the missing number here is a 3. Right, now we can place a 4 here because we have this 4 blocking across here like this, and so we know that 4 goes there. And I'll ask you again whether a 4 can be placed over here or not in this block here. Can we place a 4? So, you know, try to think ahead a little bit. Work out your options. Step 1, step 2. We're not dancing, but just try to think a what if kind of thing. You know, think of your logic like this. If then. All right, okay, so let's consider it then. So we've got a 4 blocking across here and a 4 blocking up here, right? So that leaves us 2 possibilities, this square and this square. So we look down here, do we see anything? Not immediately. But then we consider this 4 here. And we know that this 4 blocks across here like this. So what does that mean? That means 4 must appear in one of these 2 squares, right? So if it appears here or here, it doesn't matter, it will block up here. So this cannot be 4, so yes, we must place our 4 there. And I say must, not can, because there is only one position for it to go. And so now, actually, there is only one block that doesn't have a 4. We've got 4 in all blocks except for this block down here. So we know, because it's a golden rule in Sudoku, that if we've got 8 of a particular digit, we can always find the 9th version. So 4 blocks across here, 4 blocks across here. And now we have all 9 4s that appear in this large 9 by 9 grid. Okay. Right. One of the missing numbers here is 7. Do you agree? We don't have a 7 in this block here, so it's limited to the bottom row. So can this square be 7? No, of course it can't. Okay. Then we have 7 blocking across here like this, and then we have 7 blocking down here like this. So we know that 7 has to fit there. There are 2 numbers missing in this row, and when you search for what they are, you'll come up with the answer 1 and 5. Well, hopefully you will. 1 and 5 are missing from this row. So we look up here for any 1s or 5s, and do we find any? Yeah, how about that? We find 5, which means this square is verboten for 5, and 5 must go here, and 1 must go here to complete this row. Okay. Now we have 2 numbers missing in this column, and when you search through, you'll find the missing numbers are 6 and 9. So we're looking for any 6s or 9s. Well, along the bottom here we can't find anything, but over here we certainly can. Very close by we see a 9, stopping that square from becoming a 9 and pushing it into that square there with the 6 going here. Now there's only one number missing for this block, so we can place it. It's a 1. And now there's only one number missing either for this block or this column, but it's the same number, and it's going to be a 6. Now we have only one number missing for this row, and the missing number is a 5. See how we're making it fill out like a jig? You know, it's like you're completing a regular jigsaw puzzle. You're gradually seeing the picture emerge, a larger picture of a naval ship, or whatever it is you play. Whatever it is people put in jigsaw puzzles. Puddle? What's a jigsaw puddle? That's one that's been in the rain for too long. Puzzles. Right, okay. 9 blocks across here. I'm keeping an eye on my phone. I keep getting messages. Yep, it's my staff sending me acceptance messages. That's looking good. Things are going well. Right, let's see now. We have to put a 9 here, don't we? Because of those 9s blocking across and that 9 blocking up there. What else? Okay. Right, let's have a look and make sure we can't do any of these numbers along the bottom row here, shall we? I did look at this before, and I'm sure we can't, but let's look again. So the missing numbers are 1, 5, and 7. We have an intersecting 1. 5 and 7 we don't have any information about yet, so we just leave that. What's missing over here? Haven't looked at this yet. We still need a 3, a 6, and an 8. Well, we have a 6 and we have an 8, but we don't know anything about 3s, so we can't fill in these numbers yet, so we have to just go away and come back at a later and more convenient time. A lot of the time in Sudoku you spend time searching but not finding, but then sometimes you just spot something and you go, aha. Now again, it's another step forward. In fact, we can find one of these numbers because we think like this. The 6 blocks across here like this and the 6 blocks down here, right? So now we are restricted to just these two possibilities for 6. So let's imagine the 6 is here or here. It definitely blocks down here, and 6 is one of our necessary numbers here. 6 blocks down here, so now we know that the 6 is in fact in that square there. Now we can't tell about the 3 and the 8 just yet, so we still have to leave that and come back later. As I said, we spend a lot of time, searching and not finding. So, for example, we might look down this column and say, what's missing? And when we examine it, we see we're missing 1, 3, and 9. Now, you see a 9 here, and you get excited, and you say, oh, 9 is limited to these two squares. But then, okay, and then you find a 3 here, and you say, oh, 3 is limited to this square and this square, but that's no good. And then you find 7, you say 7 is limited to this square. No, not 7. Sorry, what did I say? 1, 3, and 9. 1, sorry, 1, not 7, 1, I knew it was something. 1 blocks this square, is limited to this square and this square. But again, that's no good. So we got a 1 here, a 3 here, and a 9 here for these 3 squares, which are 1, 3, and 9. But we can't place them. So, you spend a lot of time looking, searching. I guess it's like you're looking for the jigsaw piece, where you find, oh, this looks like the mast, the ship's mast or something, and but it turns out it's not. It's maybe an oar or something like that. Okay. So I've got a lot of numbers filled in. Now, if you are playing on the computer, oh no, let's not do that. I've seen something, so let's just go straight ahead. 1 blocking across here and 1 blocking up here. So we can place our 1 there, then 1 blocking up here and across here. So that's a 1 to fit there. By the way, it's quite weird when making these videos. Sometimes there are some very easy numbers that are staring me in the face and I don't see them. And if I ever play back this video, I'll be going, oh, look at that. It's so easy. Why didn't you see that ages ago? It's quite weird, but this is true. And when I watch other people's videos playing Sudoku, I'm always going, look, why are you not doing that easy thing there? It's just the way making these videos comes out, and they will be doing the same for mine, of course. Right, what's going on? Okay, so I was about to say, if you're playing on the computer, it's often a very easy thing to do just to highlight the numbers like this, 1 by 1, so you can get a better idea of where they sit, the distribution, that kind of thing. You can follow them through. If you're using this sudokuexchange.com, you can draw, lines, and if you hold down the shift key, you can keep that number highlighted while you draw along with the mouse. That kind of thing can help you. It can help you to spot the patterns, right? Oh, I don't need to click on 4 because we've got 4 already. So, in fact, that's done, and I don't need to worry about that anymore. And if you are brand new to the channel, you should know that I never even glance at these Sudoku games before turning on the camera. So I have no idea of the final answer either. I keep wanting to say final solution, but I have a feeling like YouTube algorithm will think I'm being a Nazi or something, and so I try to avoid that term just in case it suddenly thinks I'm a Nazi and decides to ban me. I'm definitely not a Nazi, believe me. Now I've seen something. See, excuse me. When you highlight like this, it often brings up things that you can see and makes them easier to find. So what do I notice? I'm looking at this row here, and I'm really focusing on digit 8. So I'll highlight the 8s again, and there, you've probably seen it already, but 8 can block up here, and this 8 can block up here, and this 8 can block up here. So in this row, which still requires an 8, we can see that the 8 has to go there, no other possibilities. Right, what's missing from these two squares? We still need 3 and a 9, am I right? We still need 3 and a 9 here. So now we've got 3 blocking across here, so that is our 3, and this will be a 9 to complete this column now. Now, 9 blocking across here and up here means that that has to be a 9, and 9 is now finished. So both digit 4 and digit 9 are complete. We don't have to worry about those particular numbers anymore. What's missing in these two squares? We don't yet have a 5 or a 7. Now, do we have any 5s or 7s down here? No, we don't. But I've seen something else though, because when looking at this, sometimes when you're looking for one thing, you spot a different pattern. So it helped me to, looking for 5 and 7 helped me to spot a different pattern. I have in fact spotted that 7 blocks this square, 7 blocks this square, and 7 blocks this square. So in this column, which is lacking a 7, we now know that 7 has to go there. I still didn't find the 5 or 7 here, but I just know that the 7 is in there or there, right? So that enabled me to find that. So this is 5 and 7, and the missing numbers here have to be 2 and 6. Now we have a blocking 2 here, right? Or if you like, you can say the 2 blocks across there as well. So we can find the 2 there, and we know this has to be a 6 now. The missing numbers in this column now are 1, and I immediately see a 1, so I can put that in straight away before I even work out what the other missing number is, and the last number is a 5. Okay. This 2 blocks down here, meaning 2 must be in that square there. Now we can say 2 across here and across here, puts a 2 into that square, and 2 is now complete along with 4 and 9. And we are really filling up the grid now, aren't we? Not too many places to go now. So the next place we should look is this block here, because there is only one empty square. So when we look through, we find it's a 3 that we need to complete the row. And we also have a 3 blocking across here now, so that means that is a 3 there, and then the 3 blocking down means you're a 3, and 3 joins the list of completed digits. The missing number here now is 8. 8 stops this square from becoming an 8, so 8 goes here, and the last number here, 5 yet again. We seem to have a lot of 5s. 5 blocks here, let's put the 5 in there. Let's finish here with 6. 6 blocking across here means that 6 goes here. You know, when you're getting to the end of the jigsaw, you've got this far. There are only a few pieces left. Well, it becomes much easier to find the pieces, doesn't it? You know, just from the shape or whatever is on the picture element. You know, if you only have a few to choose for, of course, of course, it becomes a lot easier, and that's true when you get to this stage. But beware, some Sudokus are very difficult right to the end. 7 blocks up here, so that's our 7. Missing number here is a 5 yet again, and another 5 blocking down here gives us a 5 there. And the last number we need is a 1, and that's our game finished, our medium level game, which is probably just an easy level game really, but anyway, definitely more difficult than the Tuesday game. They progressively get more difficult throughout the week and leading to their expert game on a Saturday, which is usually actually not difficult, although last week they suddenly went crazy and threw in a real expert level game, and that gave a lot of people some surprise headaches. Okay, that's it. Join me for other games of Sudoku if you want to challenge yourself to a harder level later in the day, assuming I can stop work for long enough to play them. That's it. Bye bye.